having a little look at this 2013 Renault Megane 1.5 DCI, and this is quite a common fault and a lot of people are misdiagnosing it. We have got pressure of upstream turbine and turbine upstream pressure sensor circuit. I'm going to show you how to have a little look and diagnose it, and we've also got a preheating unit that normally blocks up when the glow plugs fail. I'm pretty certain we've got a glow plug or two down. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you how to diagnose this upstream pressure sensor. Now on your diagnostic tool, I personally am using the Launch Euro Tab 3. Jump around to read data stream, and we need to go in the top right, upstream. And we need to find pressure of upstream turbine. And we need to go back there, erase that, and go for engine RPM. Engine speed. Click OK. And then we need to put them both in a graph. Now, the pressure of upstream turbine should be rising and falling exactly the same as the RPM. As you can see, hardly any difference there whatsoever in the pressure of the upstream sensor. Now what that is, that pipe is block solid, and I'm going to show you how to unblock it. Now on this particular engine, the pressure sensor that we are looking at is this one here, and the pipe goes all the way down before the turbo. So what we need to do, remove a little horseshoe clip, and just to get yourself a little bit more access, remove the little bracket which holds it all on with an 8mm around the back, and you can now remove that sensor, and you want to take that rubber pose off as well. And then once you've removed that sensor like so, what you need to get is a little bit of Launch DPF cleaning fluid and a little syringe. Pull some up like so. Go back to that little metal pipe now and fill it up. Keep doing it a couple of times. Like so. Let's go for 3 times, why not? Like so. And while that is soaking in now, all I'm going to do is pull all this cover off. I'm going to check the glow plugs. Now once I've got access to the glow plugs now, after I've removed all the plastic covers, and I get my little test lamp, simple enough. Positive side of the battery and the other side of the lamp goes to the probe. Because these are quite far down in the cylinder head, we're going to be using this long probe or pick just to touch the top of the glow plugs, and if the glow plug's working, the light's going to illuminate, and if it doesn't work, that glow plug's faulty. Let's go around to cylinder 1. Yep, that one's not working. Cylinder 2, cylinder 3, and cylinder 4 is working. So we've got one dead coil pack glow plug, and there we go. That is 4 glow plugs removed. Now while I've been removing them, now this fluid that I put down the pipe, we've had enough time to soak all the carbon up in there. And what I've done, got myself a bike cable, and in a bike cable or a bonnet cable, whatever you want to call it, put it in the end of your drill, feed it down the tube, and as you're feeding it down, pull the trigger, keep working it back and two, and what that'll do, that should break all the carbon up. Now sometimes this can take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you can be on it an hour. And then you want to get yourself an airline, give it a blow down it. Now because I've got the glow plugs out, I can hear the exhaust gases coming through, well the air should I say, through the air gun, coming through the glow plug ports. And that pipe now is nice and clear. And there you go, that is the brand new glow plugs that I've turned up. Now before I put them in, just so they're easier coming out if they ever need replacing again, we're going to be using a little bit of liquid moly, glow plug and injector grease. And there we have it. With a little bit of magic now, that car is all back together and that upstream pressure sensor is all plugged back in. Let's jump in the car now and let's read some live data. Now I've got the car running, I've cleared the fault codes, there's no fault codes coming back, so we've cured the glow plugs. But however, the upstream pressure sensor now is constantly reading 500 millibars, which is not good. So there must have been an excessive build-up in the sensor as well, not allowing it to read the correct pressure. And as you can see, before it was fluctuating, you could see, but now if I rev it, it's constantly at 500 millibars. Now if I come underneath the bonnet and I just unplug it from the rubber pipe, you're probably not going to be hearing it, but it is hissing. And if I just unplug the sensor now, you will read a default measure of 1000 millibars, which is, I think, it's about atmospheric pressure. I might be wrong, but yeah, I've just ordered a brand new one now that is coming from our parts supplier. You can't really clean them up because once you start poking stuff down there, it damages the sensors. Anyway, quite a few days later, the new sensor turned up the day after, and what I've had to do is wait from Renault for a new piece of wiring loom because there's a modification for it, and the sensor that I took off doesn't fit the new plug, so we're going to have to join them wires. Now to do this, what we need to do is pull back the conduit, sheathing, whatever you want to call it, the plastic tubing, whatever. Now we've got access to the wires. There's only 3 pins. It's very simple to do. We need to go do one wire at a time, and how we're going to be connecting them is with these little bar boys, and these are so neat. Now once you've baired your wires back with your wire strippers, put the wires through the little sleeve and get your little blowtorch and gently put some heat on it, and that will shrink it and solder it at the same time, doing a weatherproof seal as well. They are brilliant, they are, fair play. Now all these wires are connected, what we're going to do before we make it look nice and pretty, I'm not doubting myself, but this is where you should always test what you've repaired before you put it back together, sort of thing. So we're going to jump in the car, clear the fault codes and get on some live data. Now I'm in the car. Before I started it, I've already erased the fault codes, and then the next thing we're going to be jumping onto your live data, and there's 2 things that you need to be looking at, which is your upstream turbo pressure and your engine RPM. So we're going to put them in a graph, and straight away you can see there that is now reading 1028, which I am presuming it's atmospheric pressure. But anyway, we're just going to give the car a little bit of a start. Hang on, let's put it in a bit of a graph for you. Makes it just a little bit more easier and neater to see. As you can see now, the engine RPM has come up. If we rev it, now these should be rising and falling exactly at the same time. And we are now doing as it should be. Now that we are happy with everything and everything is working as it should do, we're going to get some loom tape and make this look pretty. And there you go, just with a little bit of magic, that wire now is all nice and tidy. I've just put a cable tie around the engine hook there, so it's not wobbling around, because the last thing you want is that wire flexing and snapping in the future. So yeah, that is one successful diagnose and repair on a 1.5 DCI with a glow plug and an upstream pressure fault. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. Let's get it sent.